Hi, I'm Lexi with HyprMX here at Pocket Gamers Connect London 2025. Joining me is Zdravka from Smartie Pants. Hi, Zdravka.
Hi, Lexi. It's great to see you.
Great to have you. Thanks for sitting down. I wanted to start off by just hearing a little bit about what are some things that you really enjoy about your position at Smartie Pants, and what are the most rewarding aspects of it?
Yeah, I think the best thing of all is that AI still cannot do my job, so that's very rewarding these days. But the joke aside, I think the greatest thing is meeting cool people from the industry and connecting with people with different backgrounds, different businesses, then listening to the news, to what their problems may be, and their whole vision about the business and the strategy and where they're headed to. And then connecting those dots and thinking of also listening to their problems and then connecting the dots, thinking of potential solutions for them, potential connections between people or businesses, or sometimes it may not be the Smartie Pants product which serves them best, but it may be just connecting different people who may have common endeavor and be beneficial to people. I think that's the most rewarding.
Definitely. How do you build these partnerships that are successful for both Smartie Pants and the client? What are the type of things that you're looking for?
Yeah, I think one thing will be, for sure, a common philosophy about ad monetization. Be ready to experiment, test a lot. We strive to drive innovation. So the developer needs to be bold enough to drive that innovation together with us. And then I already mentioned that, but understanding the needs of the developer very well and catering for them, and of course bringing consistent results. That's a must.
Yeah. So now with 2024 over, what are some key takeaways your team saw from performance?
Yeah, I think it was a lot of takeaways, but if I need to summarize them, I'll mention that the challenges on the ad monetization side are more. There's less control, less revenue, so obviously deeper expertise is needed to perform well and to get the most from the ads. And then another thing is the dropping eCPMs and RPDAU, which everybody is talking about. So this is a huge issue, but that combines with higher user acquisition costs, at least for our partners and the studios we speak with. And at the end, this puts a lot of pressure on ROAS and LTV targets. And overall, there is a pressure in that area, and it becomes not only ad monetization focused for us, but we can really feel the pressure on budgets and financial stress which the companies experience. I would also say that another thing, a big topic is ad quality for sure. And then the hype around hybrid casual. And I think it's related to the above mentioned, all the difficulties which developers are facing. So they need to find ways to monetize with diverse ad formats, with subscription models, and find new ways to basically monetize and better monetize their product. And then at the end, what Smartie Pants can help with obviously is the ad revenue management very efficiently at lower costs, bringing best results with the ads. And I think people are looking for support for AI solutions and automatic solutions like ours, which can obviously help the developers. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you touched a little bit on this next question with that answer. But what are some ways the Smartie Pants really differentiates itself, stays competitive in this type of space that we're currently in, this very competitive ad mon space?
Yeah, it is really. That's true. I think there are two aspects of that. One thing is the purely technical side of things, and then another thing will be the communication and the way we communicate with our partners. So from technical perspective, we are innovation-driven company, so there are always lots of new things around us. And as I said, people who work with us, those are all normally the studios who are open to test a lot and to be the first in the field. So that's one thing. We constantly do R&D and a lot of experiments. That's one thing. Another one is there's a lot of data. So a lot of data which we compile, process, use for the algorithms to improve them, to feed them and make them better. And last but not least, the thing that we don't have our own demand. We're non-biased, so the algorithms will not prefer one demand provider against another. We're completely unbiased there. And then the second part will be the communication. So we're developer-centric. We want to make sure that we hear the feedback from the market, and then we use it for feedback both for our product and the improvements which we do internally, and also to have companies like HyprMX and other networks. We work with all of the ad networks and mediations, and we try to get that feedback from the developers to you to help you build better products, make products more competitive. We'll normally be an early adopter and help with all that feedback loop there to get things better and to make things work better. I think that's in a nutshell, and be very transparent with everybody. So that's an advantage which pays off with time.
And we appreciate all your insights that you're able to share with us on the HyprMX side. Are there any partnerships or projects in the pipeline currently that you're excited about in 2025?
Yeah, for sure there are. I can't share names here, but yeah, I would say there are a lot of interesting partnerships. I'm pretty interested in those the ones which we couldn't start in 2024 and are just starting now at the beginning of this year. Yeah, and apart from the new partnerships which we are looking forward to, I think that's the right place to mention that we highly value our long-term partners, and the greatest reward for us is when a developer friend would bring another friend of theirs and recommend us. So that's very valuable.
Nice. Any admon trends that you can predict or see for 2025?
Yeah, I'll try to do my best here. That's a challenging one. So I think the pressure on eCPM and RPD, obviously we still feel it, and I think that's something we need to work on in 2025 as well, together with the developers. Developers are looking for help there and ways to keep those levels, the levels of eCPMs and RPD very stable. Then another thing for me is all the data privacy and legal regulations which come out constantly. So the developers need to gear up for Google's privacy sandbox. They need to be aware of the European Digital Markets Act, for example. And sometimes this means product updates and direct impact in terms of SDK updates, product changes and stuff. But sometimes it's purely business impact, and just to foresee and be ready to take the impact from those changes which are happening on the market. And I think the third thing which stands out will be looking for alternative channels to distribute, be it alternative app stores or publishing on web, even on PC and console. Some of the developers will look into that if they have the past experience and capacity to do so. So yeah, all those bring a lot of questions and the need to probably look for good partners there, because we are there. Just look for us. And then I think as a result of all that and all those trends which we'll see more regionalized strategies than contextual targeting of ads, basically, or interest-based ads. Then in the app monetization, strategies, the impact will be more testing related to user profiling, the use of multiple ad units, and a lot of product implementations and maybe SDK updates. I think those are things which we can foresee for sure. And all that makes things more challenging for developers, but there are certainly AI tools and partners and ways to actually alleviate and go through that and get benefits. Although at the beginning it's challenging. Yeah, for every problem there is a solution.
Yeah, it takes time. What can we expect from Smartie Pants for 2025 in the future?
Yeah, maybe take out the magic wand and boom, do the magic, double ECPMs. But unfortunately, we don't have that. We only have the magic algorithms. It's an interesting topic because sometimes developers will come to us and they'll say, okay, I hear that friends of mine get that ECPM in US or this ECPM in other countries. And we're like, okay, we can't promise certain ECPMs. We can just bring an incremental uplift there. So we'll continue to help developers to achieve their full revenue potential in terms of ads, obviously. We'll continue to be the developers' advocates in front of networks and mediations as usual and be their trusted advisor with all the knowledge which we gather from our partnerships and the expertise which we have in that space. And in terms of product, I think currently we're launching something very interesting which helps our partners optimize their waterfalls and bidding as well and get the most revenue out of the ads they serve. And there are some very, very interesting product releases which will make a little bit later in the year, which I cannot share yet, but maybe Pocket Gamer San Francisco will be the time when we'll be ready to share those. We're preparing something which is very different and it's not available on the market basically. So, but stay tuned. I can't share more right now.
No spoilers for us. That's okay. We're excited to wait for that announcement in the future. But thank you so much, Zdravka, for speaking with us.
Thank you.
It was great to have you.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.